In the hospitality industry, I think we can all agree guest safety is absolutely paramount. But what happens when the very systems we've trusted for decades, like those standard exit signs, just aren't smart enough for a real emergency? Well, we're about to explore a groundbreaking shift in hotel technology that tackles this critical challenge head on. Hello and welcome. My name is, well, you can think of me as your hotel AI expert. I've spent years working in modern hospitality operations, and I'm thrilled to welcome all of you from Europe Hotel School to this online learning journey. Now, this isn't just about theory. We're diving into practical knowledge that you can use, stuff that aligns directly with how modern hotels actually run, especially how AI is creating a whole new standard for guest safety. So, to really get to the solution, we first have to understand the problem. And the problem, at its core, is a fundamental human conflict that flares up in any emergency. It's the battle between our own instincts and the hidden dangers of the situation. I want you to just picture this for a second. You're in a big hotel, maybe on a floor you've never been on before. You're a little disoriented, and suddenly that alarm starts blaring. There's confusion, maybe a bit of panic setting in. What's your immediate gut reaction? Where do your feet just instinctively start taking you? Because that single decision, it's absolutely critical. You know, safety experts and psychologists, they actually have a name for this. It's called the evacuation instinct. See, in moments of really high stress, our brains don't have time to weigh all the options. They just default to what's familiar. And in a hotel, what's familiar? It's that path you took to the front desk, through the lobby, and out the main doors. It feels like the safest bet. And right here, this is the dangerous paradox. Your instinct is practically screaming at you, go out the way you came in. But what if the fire is in the lobby? What if it's near that main entrance? All of a sudden, the one path that feels safest is the one leading you directly into harm's way. And this is exactly where traditional technology just fails. Those standard glowing green exit signs, they're static, they're dumb. They point the same way, day in and day out, with zero awareness of where the emergency actually is. This means they could be, and often are, unknowingly guiding people directly toward a blocked or hazardous route. So the emergency is dynamic, right? It's changing by the second. That means the solution has to be dynamic too. And this brings us to the intelligent answer to this whole challenge: adaptive evacuation. An adaptive evacuation system is a total game changer. It's not just a sign, it's a smart network. It's like giving the building a brain. It connects to the hotel's fire detection system and uses AI to analyze a threat and actively manage the escape routes in real time. It doesn't just point, it thinks and it adapts. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how does this actually work when the alarm is going off and things are getting chaotic? Let's break down the process, from the first detection of a fire to giving life-saving directions. It all happens in 4 incredibly fast steps. So step 1, the fire detection network confirms there's a fire and, crucially, where it is. Instantly, the AI pulls up the building's blueprints and analyzes them against that fire location. It asks which hallways are dangerous, which stairwells are compromised. Within seconds, it calculates the safest paths out from every single part of the hotel, and then, boom, it sends a command to all the digital signs. And this is the first part of its genius. It tells people where not to go. So instead of a useless green arrow pointing you toward a fire, a guest now sees this: a clear, universal symbol, a big, flashing red X. It cuts right through the panic and confusion with a simple, urgent message: do not go this way. Path blocked. Now, at the very same moment that red X appears, all the other signs along the newly calculated safe routes change. Their arrows now actively point guests step by step toward the nearest viable exit. This active guidance completely takes the guesswork and the stress out of trying to find a safe way out. But the technology goes even further than that. Let's say you're in a smoke-filled hallway. The system can trigger the signs to flash or pulse at a special frequency that's designed to cut through the haze. Some systems even activate a trail of light right on the floor, kind of like you see in an airplane, to guide people who are crawling low where the air is cleaner. And, so importantly, these are universal symbols. They're understood by any guest, no matter what language they speak. So, what's the real-world impact of all this? What does it all add up to? Well, it's nothing less than a fundamental shift in how we approach guest safety. We are creating a much, much safer future for the entire hospitality industry. The benefits here are just so clear and powerful. First off, evacuation times get reduced dramatically. All that guesswork for guests who are already under incredible stress, it's just gone. The risk of someone accidentally walking into a dangerous area is lowered almost to zero. And for the hotel staff, it automates the critical logic of the evacuation, which frees them up to focus on helping guests.
And if you take away one thing from our time today, let it be this. In the past, a building was just a passive environment during a fire. It was just there. But with adaptive evacuation, the building becomes an active participant in the rescue. The building itself is guiding people to safety. For you, as the future leaders in this industry, understanding and pushing for these smart systems isn't just an operational advantage, it's a fundamental responsibility in protecting every single guest who walks through your doors.